Hey, what's up, guys? To Intuitive 717, I am back with another reading. I hope you guys are doing incredibly well tonight. I am going to dive into the Divine Masculine Collective and we'll tap into those masculines who may be silent, okay? So you guys could be going through some kind of separation. It might be really frustrating, Divine Feminines, because when they do go silent, some of them could ghost, they could block, they could go off social media. And a lot of the times it just feels like there is so much that's left unsaid. And the hardest thing to try to do is to forget about it and focus on yourself, right? Focus on self, focus on self. But it is what it is. And a lot of the times that focus on self, it really is because whatever reason they're pulling back or going silent really has nothing to do with you. It's just more so you happen to trigger that feeling or emotion about whatever it is that's going on with them. So that's what I'm going to dig into, and hopefully by the title you guys can see that this is maybe something that's resonating with you. Okay, so let's get into some of the reasons your masculine may be silent, why they may be pulling back, what it is they need to work on, and why it is you may be guided to just work on yourself at this time, Divine Feminines. All right, so I do have two cards that I'm drawn to. Divine Feminine, I feel like you could be an earth sign, okay? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So there's something to do with stability, okay? Because oftentimes with earth signs, your stability is going to be very important to you. There is a focus on finances, home, family. So I feel like part of you two separating or going into some kind of silence with one another is a recognition, okay? They're recognizing that this is maybe important to you. Stability is important to you. Divine Feminines, you could be dealing with a Divine Masculine who is really struggling to get out of their comfort zone, okay? Independence is also something that's coming up for me, so they could see you as very highly independent, or you might be a tall order to fill in terms of your lifestyle, who it is you are. Maybe you could be a mom, you don't have to be, but there's a lot that's requiring your Divine Masculines to stop clinging to this old version of themselves that's so deadly afraid of growing this bond with you, getting to know you more. I don't think that they ever expected to attract someone as serious as you, and what I mean by serious is I do see this earth sign Divine Feminine as someone who is a go-getter. Accomplishing your goals is really important to you. Balancing your finances is really important to you. You might have a job or a career that means a lot to you, and maybe this could be completely opposite from what your masculine is used to. Okay, you might be bringing up a lot of insecurities within them as well. Maybe the fact that they don't have a career, or they're not as ambitious, or they're not as motivated. So I do feel like this time is necessary for you guys to spend alone, because they could be focused on balancing their finances, creating more stability in their life, doing something that requires them to push themselves more. And the thing is, Divine Feminine, I feel like these have been recurrent thoughts that have been coming up for your Divine Masculine anyway. It's just with you coming into their life, it's now, it's now or never. It's get up and go, okay? So they're feeling, the reason for the silence, the reason for the backing away is there's a bit of shame, embarrassment, somebody feeling like their self-worth is under a microscope right now. They may have a lot of regrets about their past. There's a lot of repressed memories that are coming up in terms of shoulda, woulda, coulda. Something about you being very established. But the thing is, you're an earth sign. This is really important to you. Most likely you have been doing this whole motivated, ambitious, go-getter thing since you were really young, okay? It is just part of your nature and who you are. It's just so happens you're attracting a Divine Masculine who may be, they could be an opposite sign from you, more of a thinker, more of a dreamer, but being consistent and focusing on goals and putting their head to the books is just not something that they were ever really good at. So to bump into someone like you and to see you in all of this glory is really triggering. It's bringing up a whole lot of shit. Okay, the fact that they're not where they want to be and watching you go after your goals and your dreams makes them feel like they're not good enough for you. So they've got to work on that self-love. Maybe many of them may feel like, an old car where you pull it out of the garage and you do some work on it. And because I feel like that, I'm hearing that when you try to start a car and you get that sound of the car wanting to start, but then it's not fully getting there. So many of your masculines right now could be working on intentions, self-love, maybe dusting old projects out of the closet and working on it. But right now they don't feel confident, or they don't feel like maybe they have enough in their bank account. Some of them want to get their own place. Some of you might be dealing with the divine masculine who is still living at home, and they could be living with roommates. They don't want to do that lifestyle anymore. Okay, you coming into their life has made them feel like now is the time where I really want to put in effort into my life and the things around me. So they're about to take action, but they can't do this while you're around divine feminine. It's a messy process and they're just not feeling it. Okay, many of you might feel hurt by that. You might feel like you accept them no matter what, but you yourself, you're going to learn some lessons about, I accept you no matter what. You're going to learn some lessons around that too, divine feminines, because, part of what attracts them to you is the fact that you've got standards in place. It is the fact that you have high expectations. So part of them, rejecting you is also to get you to open up your eyes to see that you really don't want to accept them while they're in this state over here, which is not doing a lot with their time, not pursuing their goals. Maybe some of them might be working paycheck to paycheck. They might be in jobs that they really don't like, dealing with bosses who make them feel a certain type of way. It's like they know that they're capable and worthy of so much more. Maybe they've grown up with people around them telling them that they were capable and worthy of so much more, but they've always just wanted to do their own thing, and by clinging to that comfort zone, it kind of got them into trouble because they bumped into this beautiful either Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn who's got her shit together, and they feel like, great, I don't have anything to bring to the table. So this is a masculine who they could have been secretive, It's like you would divulge and share all this information, share your goals with them, and the conversations would always fall flat. Maybe you would talk a lot about family or home or commitment being something important to you, and this just really made them open up their eyes and see just how much they're not prepared for that. They're not ready for that. And I feel too, a lot of you are starting to pick up on this intuitively, but before you do, they're stepping away to hopefully work on being able to present this type of vibe to you. And again, many of you in the divine feminine energy, you might be feeling like, hey, I love you no matter what, but you're worthy of so much more. That is what their rejection is trying to pinpoint to you. So many of you might be going through a lot of cycles where you're trying to chase or, reach out to them or get through to them, but they keep putting you through that cycle of rejection because they're trying to let you know this is something that they've got to work on. They've got to make the effort. They've got to be open to this connection and allow your friends to help you. They've got to accept support from other places other than from you, divine feminine. It's like, sorry to say, but they don't want your support at this time. I feel like it speaks volumes of like a true divine masculine energy where it's not your job to help them to be where it is they want to be in order to feel attractive or to feel grounded or confident. Okay, so yeah, ideally that's the message that they wanted to get through to you. Okay, what else is in their heart space for you that they want you to know? Okay, even in the silence. Okay, so they want you to trust this. Okay, it's calling for you to have faith. So if many of you have been going a little bit crazy as to why it is they're backing off, divine feminines, it might feel as though things are fine, things are good, but I feel like that's in your eyes. You might be grounded, you might be willing to accept them as they are, but they're not willing to accept themselves as they are. And that's the reason for their silence. You've somehow triggered that within them. And yes, they could definitely take advantage in every way, but they're choosing not to. They're choosing to silently back away. And yes, it may look like ghosting, but they're not about to lay it out all on the line and have open and honest communication with you about the fact that their finances aren't right. Like, no way in hell is he going to come and admit that to you. Okay? So, yeah, if a lot of you are dealing with, the sudden backing away, the kind of low-key energy around doubting this connection, feeling a sense of lack, yeah, it's the fact that you have your shit together, and this is somebody that in the background, like, they don't, and you probably already know this, Divine Feminine, but yeah, it's not someone who's going to let it slide. All right, so they are working on themselves. I hope this message finds you well, Divine Feminine. You guys take it easy. I'll catch you in the next one, okay? Bye.